Hi everybody, this is Joseph again, and I want to just take a couple of minutes to give you a heads up on Unit 2 so that you know exactly what's going on this week. Between now and Tuesday the 26th, you do want to focus on Unit 2. When you come into the course, you'll see a new announcement that says Unit 2 Overview. Always read your announcements. They'll give you a good, clear sense of what's due in the unit. Unit 2 is going to be a little bit different than Unit 1. You're going to continue to do your reading first, then start working on your discussion board. You're going to continue, with the other work, like this seminar, for example. There is no journal this week. Again, they're only in the odd-numbered units, 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. But this unit, you do have your first assignment. I don't want anybody panicking. It's very short and it doesn't count that many points. It's about getting feedback and getting an opportunity to practice writing and submit something to the Dropbox. But here's the thing. Your Unit 2 discussion board and your assignment are related to each other. If you go to the Unit 2 discussion, you'll see that there is already a post by me in Unit 2 that gives you some very clear information about Unit 2. Read before posting. I always post my own discussion, and I want you to read that first. Everybody who has trouble with Unit 2 and any other unit, it usually is because they're a little confused, but these posts will help you. So go into that, read that, and what you'll notice is that this unit's discussion is basically pre-writing for the Unit 2 assignment. In the discussion board, you're going to write a little bit about an article that you choose to read. This week is all about building reading comprehension. I'm going to tell you about what to pick in just a moment. But once you pick that article and read it, you're then going to post your discussion board about the article. You're going to tell me who it is that wrote it, what the title is, summarize it, tell me what the main point is and what you think makes it effective, and what you learned about effective writing from reading the article. It's all about not only the article itself, but what it can teach you as a writer. Now, your assignment is going to be connected to this. It is not the same, though. You're going to be writing about the same article that you read and wrote about in the discussion board, but you cannot submit the same work to the discussion board and the assignment. The assignment has different requirements. It's about the same article, but this is a little bit different in the assignment. I'll talk to you about that in just a moment. But as far as picking an article, this is really important. The assignment says pick an article in the PG library that is on an issue in your field of study. So if you are getting a degree in criminal justice, anything connected to criminal justice, from police body cameras to a particular crime or anything to do with legal issues, it's up to you. Pick something that's interesting to you, but maybe do a quick Google search for issues in your field and see if you can't think of something you might want to read about. Then you go up to the top in the toolbar, go to More Tools, and then the Library. That's going to then take you into our library where you're going to find an article. You're going to click Search. And let's say, for example, you are in criminal justice and you're interested in police body cameras. You see this search bar right here. Once you click in search, this is where you look for an article. So you go police body cameras, and that will give you a search. And you're going to then get all kinds of articles that probably will pop up. It'll take a second, as it's taking right now. But what you'll see here is various articles, several of them, 213,000. Don't spend too long on this. Pick one. on whatever topic in your field of study. So, for example, if you wanted to read about this one right here, police body camera footage being used as evidence, might be an interesting article. You click on it and you get it. But notice this, some articles provide you with a full PDF text. Some you have to locate. So it might be easier if you look for ones that have an actual PDF full text. You can actually limit your search that way too. But you can also tell how long some of these are. Some are very long, some are not. So if I were to go to this one, the first one about implementing police body cameras and how it's a management right, I click on that. And then over here, I click full text. And it will eventually open up. My computer is running a little slow. It'll eventually open up and you can actually download it and save it so that you can read it. The most important thing here, everybody, is that you get an article and you read it. Don't spend forever deciding what to read. This is about picking one quickly in the PG library. The only thing that you need to remind yourself of is this. The instructions say it needs to be an article. You may not go to a newspaper or an encyclopedia or a book. None of those things. You must read an article, which is why you go to the PG library and find one. You don't have to pick something that's 25 pages long. This one is only 4, for example, and you can read that. It's got half a page of pictures, in fact. But again, it's your choice what article otherwise. I'm just giving you this example of police body cameras. If your field is education, you do a Google search. You might be interested in online learning or particular types of tests or a learning disability. You search for a topic and you find an article. Okay? Now I'm going to take us out of the library and go back to the class. You found your article, you're reading it, and as you're reading it, you think about what the discussion board is asking you to write about. And then you write your discussion board. Then your classmates are going to respond to you, and I will too. And then, of course, you're going to want to make sure at the same time that you're thinking about the Unit 2 assignment. So I'm going to click under Unit 2. And I want to go to the assignment. It'll take just a second to pull up. Click it. And this tells you what the assignment is about. Now, if you read assignment instructions carefully, you will do well. If you don't follow instructions, that will probably affect your grade. So with the same article that you read for your Unit 2 discussion board, you look at what you're then going to do for your assignment. It's a little bit more focused and organized. Remember, the Unit 2 discussion board just gets you to thinking about the article. The Unit 2 assignment is more specific. It is a 3-paragraph assignment. That's all. And you're given the specific instructions for what to do in this assignment. For example, it says in paragraph 1, in sentence format, give me the author, the title, the journal it was published in. Then tell me who the article's audience is and what the purpose is, and then summarize it. Once you do that, in paragraph 2, you're going to think about the article and what the main point is and how the writer supports the main idea. Does the writer use personal experience or interviews or statistics or research, for example? And you're going to explain to me how the writer develops that main point. That's what you do in paragraph 2. Then in paragraph 3, you tell me what makes the writing effective in the article. What are 2 things about it that make it effective? Very clearly here, though, the assignment is not asking you to argue whether you agree with the author, whether or not you've had personal experience with this topic. It's an objective analysis of an article, a summary analysis. We're going to talk more about this in the Unit 2 seminar. But if you notice something, if you click underneath the instructions, there's always going to be samples. And right here you have 3 sample papers that are annotated with comments that say, here are some things you do and that you don't do. And if you follow those instructions, you should be just fine. We'll talk more about it in detail in the seminar, as I said, but you should get started on this because it's due Tuesday and the writing process takes a while. Some of you might do this quickly, but finding an article, reading it, and then analyzing it and then writing a short paper can take a little time. So I recommend that you start early in the unit, that you plan, that you draft, you revise, and then you submit it. You don't have to submit this paper until Tuesday, so don't rush it, okay? All right, now, the instructions are all there for you, and if you follow them, and in fact, if you use the instructions for what to include in each paragraph, this will help you to plan what to write about, what to look for when you read. We're going to practice in the seminar, though, so you'll be fine. All right, so that's a rundown. Don't forget, though, in Unit 2, that, as always, it's very important to go down the list, to start with an overview, then go through your activities. Don't forget that when you go to your activities, that it takes you to Hawks. It reminds you to go to Hawks. And then once you go to Hawks under Content, and that's right here, of course, it will show you what you need to do in Unit 2. You'll notice here that it's, again, listed by unit, and so in Unit 2, you have 3 areas to learn: taking notes, identifying main idea, and understanding purpose, audience, and tone. The reason that you're reading about these things is so that you're prepared for success in the assignment, right? Because that's what this is about: reading, main ideas, purpose, audience, and how ideas are developed. So do this first, then move down the line. As you know, back to the content, that's how it's listed, right? Unit 2, overview, learning activities, discussion, seminar. Then assignment. So one leads to the next. All right, that's a quick rundown. I'll send you this video. Let me know if you've got any questions. Don't make this assignment more than it is. It is a brief assignment that does not count many points. I want you to do well, but it's okay. If you have errors, you'll learn from them. If you forget something, you learn from it. The most important thing is get it done, okay? All right, so I'll send this to you now, and I will look for any emails that you have. Have a good unit, and I'll talk to everybody in the seminar.